OK, moving on, there are fresh calls today for buses to be banned from Oxford Street. Hundreds of them travel down the busy shopping road every hour. One high street retailer claims the so-called wall of red is bad for business. What do shoppers think? Here's Glenn Goodman.
It's the red wall of misery, a never-ending procession of buses inching their way along Oxford Street, belching out pollution and forming a barrier between the two sides of the street. In the shopping wars between the major cities of Europe, the boss of John Lewis says our wall of buses is our single biggest disadvantage and it needs to be remedied as soon as possible.
Well, I just got onto the bus at the Tottenham Court Road end of Oxford Street. Let's see how long it takes me to get to the Marble Arch end.
There are actually fewer buses on Oxford Street than there used to be, 270 per hour instead of 320. But the average speed is as low as ever.
Well, that took nearly half an hour, and it's not even the rush hour at the moment. I could have walked it faster than that.
One proposal to reduce the red is to create bus stations at either end of Oxford Street. One at Marble Arch and one at Tottenham Court Road. Then instead of buses going back and forth, there'd be a shuttle or a tram travelling the mile and a half down Oxford Street.
Buses have too many, yeah.
There are too many?
Yeah, this place must be only pedestrians.
I'd like all the traffic stopped completely.
Really?
And made into pedestrian, yeah, just this road.
Would you be more likely to shop on Oxford Street?
Yeah, definitely.
I live very close, so I can walk, but it's a lot of people who maybe need buses as well, but not too many, it's too many. I don't know where they're going, you know.
Back in 2004, London Transport boss Peter Hendy told us,
we would be pleased to take a few of the buses out of Oxford Street if we could find somewhere else to turn them round.
More than 8 years later, and the quest to find a place for a new bus terminal continues. Glenn Goodman, London Tonight, Oxford Street.
I'm joined now by Jace Terrell from the New West End Company. Thanks for coming in. How much trade do you think exactly has been lost by this red wall of buses even?
Well, I think congestion's such a massive issue now in the West End, and we've been talking about it for a long time, particularly Oxford Street and Regent Street. And I think, you know, with Crossrail coming in 5 years' time, millions of more shoppers, we've really got to sort out this issue of congestion. And of course, there's got to be an economic argument there that more shoppers will come in and obviously enjoy the West End, which will help the retailers as well.
But I mean, I looked at figures and there's some 220,000 people go down Oxford Street via buses. Can you afford to lose that footfall?
I think we definitely want to get shoppers into the West End, and of course they come on the underground, the buses and everything else, but what we need to create is a better environment when you're there. When you're in the middle of Oxford Street or Regent Street, you can't face that massive wall of traffic, and I think for the economic future of the West End, we really need to grip this issue now and come up with some solutions.
Now, last month you did have a Saturday where Oxford Street was pedestrianised, which shoppers did greatly enjoy. Could we perhaps see a time where that could happen every weekend?
I think they have such a great appeal, don't they? Everyone comes up with that traffic-free environment. I think it's looking beyond just those one events that we do every year, and actually, is there a solution which could last another 50 years, which really reduces the amount of traffic that we see in the West End?
So is there then, Jace? Do you think we'll be seeing it?
Let's hope so. I mean, obviously, shoppers, businesses want to see a solution, and Londoners come up with some ideas. Let's find some solutions and really tackle this issue that we've been talking about for quite a long time now.
Well, Ed Agar, who's the Westminster Council's Cabinet Member for Transport, says that TfL should cut the buses by 20%. Is that something you'd be happy with in the early stages?
Absolutely. Anything that we can do to reduce congestion, whether it's buses, taxis, vehicles of all sorts, has to be a good thing. But we still need to find that solution, which actually in 50 years' time, the West End will be a completely different place and we're managing a much better space for the shoppers. OK,
Jace Terrell, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, the ITV News at 6:30 is coming up right